Yeah, obviously disappointed to lose, but it was just a strange match all day, you know, like little nudges here and there just didn't seem to happen for me. Everything, like Joe was playing good safety shots, having little nudges. My safety I lost it really in the first session. I think my safety was like not up to scratch, but that's down to Joe putting me in trouble and playing some good safety himself, you know. And every time when I did make a mistake, he punished me heavily. I think I looked at the score at 7-2, I think he's had like 6 breaks over 50 or something, and if you're making 50 more or less every frame, you're going to be tough to beat.
I mean, saying that, obviously you had a lot of work to do coming into the second session. We know what a battler you are, and you know at one stage it looked like the pressure was on him. He said he was starting to feel it a little bit.
Yeah, I could see that. When I got back to 8-4, he was missing a few balls and not really cueing them that well. I thought if I could keep him on 8 and get back to 8-5, and as stupid as it sounds, at 8, if I'd have gone in at 8-5, I'd have actually fancied winning the match. But I played a good shot on the pink going into the pack, and like you can play it 100 times and never land where I did. If I land on a red there, I'll probably win the frame, and who knows, I could be sitting here doing an interview, well, probably still being out there I suppose, but yeah, it just wasn't to be. It was just one of them games, but every credit to Joe, he played well.
It showed the respect between the two of you, the fact that he said he didn't want to celebrate and make a big deal of it at the end, and obviously it was a big win for him.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great lad. I mean, not only was it a tough draw, but at the same time I was gutted that I drew him as well, because I get on really well with him and he's a good lad. So in my eyes, he's still a top 16 player. So, I mean, to be playing him first round is probably one of the toughest draws you can get. And I think he's shown that by how he played out there.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? That was the point I was going to make to you. A lot of people will say it's a shock. It isn't a shock, really, isn't it, when you look at what he's achieved in the game?
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's underachieved, if anything. I mean, he should have won a lot more than what he's won. I mean, I've always rated him as a good player, scores very well when he gets chances. And as I say, in my eyes, he's still a top 16 player. So, yeah, it was a tough draw. I mean, going out there, I knew he wasn't going to be fazed by the occasion. You know, he's been here too many times and too long in the tooth for that. So, yeah, disappointed to lose. But the last 3 or 4 years, I've had some good success here and I can't complain. So, good rest now and then come back fresh next year.
We wish you all the best for next season.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, I've had a good run here, haven't you?
Yeah, it's good. As you say, I mean, it's disappointing to lose in the first round, because until you get your first round out of the way, you feel as though you're not even in the tournament. So to go out before the tournament's even started is disappointing. But I don't really feel as though I played that bad to only have won 4 frames, you know. I think obviously that just shows the credit and how well Joe played.
The emotions, do you feel gutted that you lost, or you seem quite more upbeat than you might do?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm disappointed, but I don't feel as though I've had like chance after chance to try and... I don't feel as though I've had like 10 great chances to try and win 10 frames, you know. So, I mean, if you don't get the chances, it doesn't matter how well you're playing. I came into this tournament confident off the back of China, but Joe came into it confident as well, having 3 wins, and only had to wait 2 days before he was going again. So he had a lot of momentum coming into this tournament, and yeah, gutted obviously to lose, because it's a tournament everyone wants to do well in. But as I say, 2014 coming here, if you'd have said to me in the next like 4 or 5 years you'd have won it 3 times, I'd have definitely took that.
You're going to watch the rest of the tournament at home?
No, I'm going to sell all my TVs for the next 2 weeks and then buy some new ones in about 3 weeks' time.
If Ronnie goes out tomorrow, do you think it's wide open for someone to...
I think the draw's probably been as hard as it's ever been, you know. I mean, I think in a way, I think the qualifiers have a little bit of an advantage, because they're qualified and then they're only waiting 2 or 3 days before they play again, having won 3 matches and confident. And I think that shows with, like, you look at Maguire, qualifier winning, you look at Graham Dot, qualifier winning, Joe's obviously beat me, Marco's losing, so there's no coincidence that they're all obviously like confident coming here.
How would you rate this season of yours?
It's a tough one, because performance-wise overall, I'd say it was not up to standard, but then at the same time I've won 2 tournaments, so it's hard to say it's a bad season and I've won 2 big tournaments. So strange, it was a bit inconsistent, if anything is the word I could probably use. I'd play 1 good tournament and I'd play 10 bad ones, and then play another good tournament and then play another 5 bad ones. So but I've always said the standard of snooker now, if you win 1 tournament in the season, it's a good season, and I won 2, so I can't complain.
Do you fancy Joe to go on a bit of a run now, Mark?
I'm not so sure whether he does or he doesn't. I mean, I hope he does, because like I say, I like him as a lad. He's a great lad, great player, and I wish him all the best. And if he plays like that, I mean, he can't do much more than what he done most of the time. When he got his chance, he took them, and that's all you can do.
You were obviously in demand yesterday. You had a lot of duties to carry out yesterday. You probably didn't have much time to actually get down to practice. Is that a bit of a problem?
Not really. I mean, I still practiced a bit. I'm not going to use that as an excuse. I mean, I had more demands to do last year when it was the 40th anniversary, hanging around all day, and I went on and won the tournament, so I can't really use that as an excuse. I had more than enough practice on the practice table back home, and obviously practiced here enough. It's just, like I say, sometimes you have to hold your hands up and say it's not meant to be, and the better man won on the day, which he did.
Betfred, proud sponsor of the World Snooker Championship.